Right, here we go again, guys. Front wheel is on, so we're gonna progress and do the back wheel. So, things to remember. Take care of this area, grease it up nicely. Don't forget that little fella when it's lying around somewhere among the other parts, because that goes in here. Apart from that, spacer and the washer and the nut. Same goes for the tire, the contact area, grease up as well, and you should be fine. So starting with the spacer. Give it a coating, whack it in. Axle, it doesn't need to be greased up an awful lot, because it will pick up all the grease from the everything you greased up inside. Well, we're gonna give it a little bit so it's slippery. Hold the spacer in. Slide it in a little bit so that's holding. Clean your hands. We've lost the washer, haven't we? There it is. So, drop that down. I'm gonna definitely drop the bike down. And we are gonna attempt to shift everything in place. Just watching those darn white walls so they don't get any amount dirty from the middle. We're good on this. We will be good on this side now. So it's slightly in. So I'm gonna put in the brake as well. Slide it in further. Drop it down more. And drop it down more. And that's about it. Wasn't a good idea. So what you want to do first thing is to lift the wheel onto the shaft. So that needs to click in first. That's always problematic. You got the teeth you got to fit it into, so doesn't always go on like it should. There we go. That has a line, so you can push the rod through just to this point, because you can't forget about the spacer. Just notice you don't see too much. Okay. So your spacer goes here. And the bolt comes out here. Give it a tap. So we get the bolt, raise the bike up a little bit. So it loosens up a little bit. I've picked up some of the, well, ideally I've picked up some of the grease, so wipe that clean. Ah, that's a good one. That should be that should be below, shouldn't it? Good. A bit of a blopper here. Let's redo that again. So that goes down. That goes down. Spacer tried to run away. Mark it back in. And there we have it. Plus something to laugh at as well. That's the oh, we've lost more parts now. What's that? So we get the washer, and we'll check in thread lock. And of course, thread locked itself again. And it's the wrong one. That's the right one. I'm gonna torque it up to 65. Newton meters. Let's not do it up too much to start with. Lift the wheel up a little bit. Check if it's still turning. Because it should. Then align this puppy as well. So that's alright. Wheel spins. Drop it. 65. Job done. Right. Now the little bits. And I've actually forgotten that goes on it, so we have it aligned now. So let's add the rubber spacer in here, in between. Don't run away. There we go. Bolt on. I'm gonna do that up in a second. Put in the brake lever parts, which are nicely painted now. So the washer, spring, this little fella through here, guide it all through, squeeze, push. Put the end bit on. Just like that for now. So that's on, that's on. I need to tighten that up now. So we're gonna do the 10. Up the wheel, give it a spin, and see if you can stop the bike if you can't. Turn the screw in more. Nope. And we'll need some help with that because it got rather tight. because of the paint. There we go. Screw it in. Okay. More. Now we can do a little bit more. It's basically making sure that you set it up in such a way that it's not too tight, so it doesn't catch at all when the brake is not pressed at all, but it catches before you actually depress the whole lever. So now I'm getting some action midway. Crank it up more. Okay. So things to check at the back. Once you have the bike up and running, and I'm talking just the brake assembly here for the time being, it is advisable to have a short ride. Try not to brake with the rear, and then stop and have a look whether that's heating up or not. That will indicate whether they are actually the brake actually does make contact with the drum. That means that that's probably too tight. Also, as with everything, once you had a short ride, double check the torque here, and same goes for the front bike. So once you got some vibrations, some forces sideways on the wheels, on the axles, I think it's worthwhile double checking that you were not working in an awkward position for the actual axle, so it doesn't lock itself in before it actually got fully tightened. And once you cover that, you'll be alright. And that's the rear wheel done and ready.